told myself a certain person that I had to send $100 to if I didn't get my contacts yesterday.
That's
And I was like, it's taking so long to get these contacts. Well, a FISBO will answer the phone, so I'll call a FISBO. And he answered. And I said, I haven't had time to do any homework on your house. Don't sign that. Let me do some homework. And then if we could talk by phone in the morning. And he didn't. And then he wanted me and the other guy to work together. And I was like, we're with two different firms.
Yeah. We can work together. Just sign here, and then I'm gonna tell them to bring all of the buyers he has, and I'm gonna give him a bonus if he comes up with any kind of customer.
Good. A bonus if he brings a customer.
Yeah. I do that a lot. You know, when they're trying to hire another person too, I tell them, just sign here and we're going to put him to work as well. I'm going to give him free marketing material so they can work on their own with the professional video and pictures that I'm going to take, and they're going to be able to bring a buyer. Sounds good? Yeah. Okay. Sign here. Excellent.
Perfect.
Okay. It seems to me that I don't want to say nothing. Let me see the waiting room. No. Okay. It seems to me that one of the other guys is completely disconnected, right? From the group.
Isaiah?
I think that one posted something today, but the other one is disappeared. Then I need to find out. So if any one of you know someone that you think that might be good for the group, just propose it. Okay. I have a few people, but I don't think they're gonna be good on doing the things daily, so I'm not gonna propose.
Kristen, did you text us the notes?
I put them on the
WhatsApp?
the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, I can't. Mine doesn't open up. I don't know why.
Okay, I'm gonna share it here now. Let me just open this.
Brandon, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, you're kind of uprooted, and, I'm at my mom's, which is great, but it's still not my house, and the kids are here. So, it's just, it's the best of the worst,
When will you get to go home?
Honestly, Wendy, I don't know. Like last time this happened in 2003, I didn't even live in the Okanagan, and they were where the fire was the hot spot. They were 5 weeks before they got back home, and this fire was worse. So their biggest thing right now is the spot fires and drinking water. Like they've used up all of our water reserves for fighting the fire, and now the water, for laundry and showers is like all brown. So we want to get home, but we're not in a hurry to get home and have to worry about water and everything else, right? So
As
we're
long
just
as
gonna
you're
make it work down here, and then when we can finally go back home, we're gonna get settled.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Christian, can you share the link, or can you email this to us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just finish here.
No, of course. Whenever, I don't care if it's a week from now.
Okay, perfect. No. I'm gonna send this all together with the recording I'm doing. All right, as I always do. Excellent, perfect. So, do you want me to start? I don't see anyone on the waiting room, so it is what it is. It's just us four. Sounds good?
Yep.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right, perfect. Okay, basically, this is a training that I give to my team that I developed with my ex coach, Mike Ferry, but at the same time, I added some other things that I learned to other great real estate agents that I know through MFO and through the brokerages I've been working with. All right, so basically everything is compressed into one simple way to work our database, which is really, really, really good, and it works marvelous with me. All right, so working my database effectively. First of all, classify your database. Divide your database in just two important groups. You know, past clients is all the people I already had business with. Sellers, buyers, tenants, I've got a place to. Landlords, I got their properties rented out. And number two, center of influence, which is everybody else who didn't close a deal with me yet. All of the people I know, right? Then once I add them to my database or to your CRM system, classify your contacts in 4 different groups. These are the 4 most important groups, all right? After you classify them into one of these groups, then you can put, I don't know, foreigner, Texas people, speaks English, speaks Spanish, whatever else, woman, man, whatever you want to classify them with, you can do it anyways, but it's going to be after you separate them in these 4 most important groups. Number 1 is the A+ list. It's the people who have closed 2 businesses with you within the last 12 months, all right? Or gave you 2 referrals, or have closed 1 business and gave you 1 referral. All of these people is the most important people in your database. Then B, the A list is the people who have closed 1 business with you within the last 12 months, or gave you 1 referral, buyer, seller, landlord, tenant, whatever it is. Then your B list should be the people who have closed 1 business with you, or that gave you 1 referral in the past, but not during the last 12 months. Maybe 15 months ago, 10 years, 1, 2, 10 years ago. Could be a buyer, a seller, a landlord, a tenant, or simply someone who gave you a referral 5 years ago, all right? And then the C list is the people you have as a contact but have never closed a business with, and have never provided you with a referral. People you went to preview, set appointments with, and it didn't end up in them purchasing or selling a property, or just got into a conversation with, etc. Then, what would be the purpose of or the goal when I call them? You know that according to Mike Ferreyra, we need to call everyone once every quarter, right? So our goal working with this list is to move every single contact towards the center of the list by moving them to the immediate next best group or ring. You know, for example, if someone is here on the C list, we need to move it to the B list. If someone is on the B list ring, we move it to the A list. And if someone is on the A list, the goal is to move it to the A+ list. All right? We need to make them take action to move to the next group during our call by accomplish any of the following things. Number 1, set up a listing appointment with them. Number 2, set a buyer's consultation with them. Number 3, set a mortgage consultation with our lender to find out what their equity is to start investing or enhance their portfolio. Or number 4, get a referral from them. How do I organize my prospecting? Organize yourself to call them a minimum of 4 times a year. For example, if you have 200 numbers and you will work 60 days during the next quarter, 200 divided by 60, we will have to call 4 contacts per day. That is actually less, 3.33 actually, to reach our goals on time. Be specific, call them with a good reason and close them on taking action. All right. For example, you can call them and say, "Hi, how are you, Robert? This is Chris with a business call. Do you have a minute?" "Yes, I do." "Okay, Robert, I'm calling you to inform you what's going on with the market. We have a lot of buyers coming to our area to look out for properties, but we don't have enough inventory to show them. This might cause a real good situation for sellers that it's going to cause the sellers to sell their property for way more money than a few months ago or a year ago. So how interested would you be in selling your property? Or who do you know that might be interested in selling a property? You start a conversation, but with some information of value that will at least make them think about doing a move, all right? Then leverage your prospecting by sending them a thank you email or a thank you card after you get something from them, appointment, business, or referral, or when you close their referral. When somebody send me a referral, I always call them or send them a thank you note. If I close them, then I send them a little gift, a bottle of champagne or whatever it is to make sure that they know that I appreciate their referrals, right? Then send them an email every time you list a new property for sale or rent. Then send them an email every time you get a property sold or rented. Number 4, send them an automatic market report on their property or properties if they have more once a month. Number 5, send them a complete newsletter once a month. And number 6, send them a complete CMA right before high season in May and October. For everybody you have in your database, we should send a complete CMA at least twice a year. You know, and believe me, you send 100 of them, and at least 4 or 5 are going to call you to tell you that they want to list their home for sale. It's really, really effective. Then you can add whatever campaigns you want to add depending on what kind of CRM you use. For example, I send every Wednesday, I send an informative email with whatever news that I think that is worth to share with them, and it's like every single Wednesday they receive something from me that is value. It's something of value with some good information for them. And then another thing that I do is I have them all added to my WhatsApp broadcast list. I just separated all of my contacts into, I have like 2,300 in 3 actually, in people who speak Spanish, people who speak English, and realtors. So I have like 600 realtors there too. So if I have a new listing or a new opportunity, I send it to all of them. If I have a training and I'm trying to recruit them, I send them all a message. And if I have something, the same information that I send everyone in an email on Wednesdays, I share it with them by using WhatsApp. And the engagement is really, really good. So be the strong agent you know you can be by showing them what your real professional and personal value is, and become the most important real estate resource in their life. So that's all. It was too quick.
No, it was wonderful. Thank you.
So what are the questions you have, or what do you want to add to all of us? Might add some value.
Christian, how are you doing that broadcast list with WhatsApp? Are you like a CSV file with phone numbers?
No, this is really easy. I don't know if I can show it here. See that it says broadcast listing here?
Okay. Yeah.
You just go to create a list. It's not the same than creating a group, all right?
Okay.
Creating a group is like the group we have. Everybody can see it, everybody can answer it, and usually people don't like it. A broadcast list, you push it in here, and it's going to show you, in this case, all of the lists that I have.
Wow. Okay. But you have to be in their contact list? That's what I'm reading.
No.
Oh.
It's like, let's say that you want to add all of the people you know that speaks English.
Okay.
Or you just click here and you go to create one new broadcast list. All right.
Okay.
Then it's gonna give you the chance to add people, and at the end it's gonna let you write the name of the list.
Okay.
So let's say that you want to add all of the people that are all of the realtors you know. So you go through your list from the A to the Z, and you start clicking on all of the people you want to add. It's gonna allow you to add no more than, I think, 247 people.
Okay.
Then the list is gonna be closed.
Okay.
That's why I have, for example, Realtors 1, Realtors 2, and Realtors 3. Then I have Spanish list 1, Spanish list 2 until 7, and then I have like another 3 or 4 lists in English.
Okay.
Good for you.
All right. So every time you want to send something to them, especially, you know, on holidays, something important, or in this case, if you have a lot of people in your area and you want to share the news with them, with the fires and what's going on, you can send it to them, and you're gonna keep in their mind. It's like every single week, but with something of value. I would never
Right.
those kind of posts that most of the realtors send, like, for example, what kind of curtains you need to use to make your home more sellable. You know, that's bullcrap.
I agree with you.
But for example, sometimes this is the kind of things that I send to them in WhatsApp. Do you know that sometimes we all receive lists from our lenders saying, for example, this is the list of condos that we have closed the past month, that have reserves, and we close it for less than 5% down, right?
Okay.
So I take a screenshot of the list, and then I send a text to everyone to every single list, one in Spanish and another one in English, not to the realtors because they're gonna send me to hell. They know already. So I send them. I have a list of all the condominiums that you can purchase with just 5% down that are approved, and they have no issues with the banks, so you can close really easy and quick. So if you are interested in receiving this list, please send me a text, and I'm gonna give you a call to see if the building you're interested in is on the list. And believe me, every time I send it, like 5-6 people call me.
Wow.
Good for you, Christian.
Then, for example, like about 1 month and a half ago, an Argentinian called me and said, Chris, I need to purchase a home for less than $350,000 in Miami. I said, I thought to myself, this guy's crazy. But I made a search from West Palm Beach to South Miami, and like 30 homes show up. I said, this is interesting. And I took a screenshot. No, I copied the link from the MLS to all of the properties, and I sent it to everyone. And I said, this is the properties you can invest in at this very moment for less than $350,000 in South Florida. If you're interested in going to see one, just contact me back. And one of them called me from Argentina and say, hey, Chris, I really like this. Can you look for a property in this area, this, and that? And I sent them a search. I went to see it myself and sent them videos, and we put it on offer right away. And we closed 2 weeks ago, after a month. So wow. When they see that you're on top of your game and sending things of value, they appreciate it. And if I don't have anything of value to send, I prefer not send anything that week.
Right.
I go right to the next one.
Are you doing anything more for the A's versus the C's?
For the A's versus the C's, what What you mean?
As far as them being divided into different groups, is there anything extra that if somebody's on the A list that they get from you versus someone on the C list?
No, I just call them, and we obviously it's a different conversation because someone on my A list is someone that I have closed a business within the last year, at least one, you know, A and A plus that have closed too. So the conversation is more friendly. You know, but basically I call them and I say, you know, I'm just calling you, let's say, Wendy, hi, this is Chris, so you have a minute? Yes, of course. Okay, you know, I'm just calling you to see how you're doing. Are you happy with your new home? Are you happy with the business we did 3 months ago? Yes, I am. All right, perfect. So I'm just calling you because the market is still really hot and blah blah blah. I gave him some information. And say, who do you know that might be interested in taking advantage of this very unique market we have right now? Any family member and anyone from your tennis group, please tell me. And they always come up with someone. If not, at least you planted the seed in their mind. And I know
thinking about
sometimes, sometimes they call me 2 months after and say, you know, my friend is going to call you. She's interested in selling her unit. And then I got a call from their friend. And just this year, I have closed like 3 deals out of referrals like this.
Good.
It works really, really good.
Christian, can I add to this what I wanted to add to it?
Yes, of course.
You know, I just got this the other day, and I thought that you guys might want to hear this. Okay,
right.
Mike Ferry recommends that we call our clients who are working with their buyers and sellers once a week. Okay, he wants us to personally call them once a week. Yeah. And if it's the staff,
the leads,
no, it's buyers and sellers. Let's say
under contract.
Buyers and sellers. But and if you got an assistant, if there's something important, that you should call them yourself. Okay. Yeah. But this is what was really, really, this was really good that I thought. You must start as soon as you list the property. As soon as you get the listing agreement signed, ask for another listing. I really, who else do you know? As soon as you take a listing, ask that. Then soon as the house goes under contract, okay, ask who else do you know? And then after the home inspection, and that's all free and clear, you ask them who else they know. And then after the buyer gets the loan approval, you ask them again who else they know. Okay. And when you do that, they say, make sure that you talk to both homeowners, either at the same time or separately. Okay.
Yeah.
And then this is really what she really put in there. At the day of closing, if you go to the closing, great. If you don't, congratulate them and call them the day of the closing.
Yeah.
Then they tell them to call 7 days after the closing, and then call them 14 days after the closing, and then 30 days after the closing, and 60 days after the closing, and 90 days after the closing. Like, how you doing? Is there anything else that you can do? House to house. I was thinking about you. I just wanted to check in. And then after that 90 days, you put them into your 90-day cycle. And of course, because now they're so used to you asking, they already know that you're going to ask all the time. It's like you're training a puppy when it grows up, to what to do. I just found that was really, really cool the way they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what Dan Munn shared at Superstar Retreat, that the 2 best times for him to ask for a referral are when he's signing the listing agreement in the seller's home and when they've just removed conditions on like an accepted offer, because he said that might explain that that's when the level of trust is the highest with you, and your level of service should be good enough at that point, because you got the contract signed. So that's the time to ask.
And she took it 2 steps further. She did after the home inspection. Okay, everything's clear, and then after the loan approval.
Yeah.
Okay, so all those 4 times, and then the day of closing, and then 7, 14, 30, 60, 90 days. In the meantime, you're emailing them once a month, and then they're used to you asking. So every 90 days, you're calling them up, and they're already trained. They're going to be really trained. And she said, how solid do you think the relationship is becoming through the process? Very, very solid. That is the first 90 days, and it sets the tone. And that 90 days really sets the tone for the rest of your. We're just talking about past clients here.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. And another little thing to add is that I do exactly the same with customer adoption. It's like if I close a listing, then I don't do it next week, but after a month, I put in my database the information of the buyer, even if he was not my client. And after a month, I call them and say, hi, how are you? This is Christian Ferreyra. I don't know if you remember me. I was representing the seller on the home you purchased about a month ago. I'm just calling you to see if everything is good with the home, or if you have any concern that you want me to consult the seller with. Is everything okay? They say, no, thank you for calling. Everything is okay. Okay, I'm pretty sure that you're in full contact with your realtor, but anyways, I wanted to know if I can help you with something. And in most of the cases, they say, no, he or she never called me back after closing.
They're abandoned. I start right away with them because nobody knows the house better than I do. And then my second phone call with them a week later is, would you like me to give you the name of the sellers? And I ask the sellers first, of course. So if you have any questions, you can call the sellers. So I call them like 4 times in the first month. And then I because they're abandoned, they're orphans.
Yes, of course. It's like that. And right now at this moment, I'm looking for units for a buyer I adopted like 4 years ago. And he's receiving my emails, he's receiving my text messages through WhatsApp and everything. It's the 3rd time he asked me about properties, and he told me, now I'm ready to buy, so let's move forward. And I got them the lender, and I'm looking for properties for him. And he his last realtor never called him back at all.
Yeah, that's happening a lot. And with our transaction count going down, people have a lot of options. So us that are actively working, we're going to rise to the top.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So do you you use a CRM, right? What do you use?
With my company, I have I'm with Realty One Group, and we have a CRM called OneSuite.
Okay.
That is pretty good. Actually, there's a lot of drip campaigns already created, but you can create your own. And so it's really, really good.
Do you do tags for the A, B, C in there, or?
Yes, of course. Every person has their own tag. It's a homeowner, if it's a landlord, because if there's any change of a law for a renter, for example, I send it to all of the tenants that I have, to all of the landlords that I have.
One of my closest friends is with Realty One in Greensboro.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
Lisa McGarian, huh?
It's a great company, actually.
She really likes it. Yeah, she's new.
Yeah, I was with. I have some experience. I was for 4 years with Keller Williams. Then I went to EXP. Once I make my numbers, I say, for the same amount of sales that I had last year and paid Keller Williams $26,000, I could pay EXP only 16. That's $10,000 for me. That's my car.
Yeah.
In a year. So I say, okay.
Yeah, it's easy for EXP to get people from Keller Williams. I was with EXP.
Yeah, and actually after EXP, I came to have an interview with these people. It's basically all the same you have with EXP, but at 100%. So, fuck it, I mean.
So you just pay like a fee per transaction?
With every sale.
How much?
$600 with every sale below $800,000.